Hello, Maria Rivera Heath here, and today I'm going to talk with you about how you can redirect your fear. And so right now I'm receiving a lot of questions from my clients, and some of the questions that I'm being asked is, am I going to die? Am I stupid for feeling this way? Am I stupid for even thinking about the possibility of death? What happens to me, after I die? Or, there's a lot of questions, a lot of thoughts in regards to death right now. And it's understandably so that, because of the way that the world is going right now, and we're all facing it globally, this fear. And, we all see it, that there's a lot of people wearing masks, a lot of people wearing gloves, a lot of people self-isolating. I am self-isolating. I'm staying home as much as possible, going to the grocery store whenever I need to. I actually bought enough this time last week to last me 2 weeks so that I don't have to go out for the next week or so, for the next 2 weeks. And so another question that I'm receiving is my life going to be ever going to be the same after this? And you know what? I don't know. I don't have the answers for any of that, and nobody is expected to know the answers to any of those questions. So, but how can we as parents, as providers, help others, especially our children, to redirect their fear? Okay. And one of the best ways to redirect your fear is to come back to center. As you've heard me before, depression lives in the past and anxiety lives in your future. But right now, because we're made to stay home, there's a lot of us that are expressing depression. There are moments where I'm depressed. There's moments where I'm anxious, and you just don't know what's going to happen because there's so many questions. Okay. There's also something else, like that we're practicing right now is, social distancing. Something that I am introducing to my clients is social media distancing, because the more that you go into the news, the more you go into social media, the more you are going to be faced with others' fears. There's a lot of people that are like myself offering meditations, offering advice, offering videos like this. We're offering this, but please give yourself permission to be whatever it is that you need. If you want to be like, WTF, like what the hell is going on, and you have a moment of panic or this or that, please don't shame yourself for being human. I remember when, 9/11 was happening, and I've been expressing, telling this story to many of my clients. It was a really scary time during that time. I was in school. I was taking some classes at school, and I actually dropped out because I was in panic freaked out mode. I wanted to be with my daughters as much as possible. I didn't want to be in school. I didn't know if I was going to be wasting my time going to school when I could be with my children, and then I went back a year later after life kind of normalized. And it took a little bit for everybody to get back into the swing of things, but we all did. The world has gone through similar events before. This one in particular is a little bit different because we are living it. That's why it's different. Just like it was different for other people when they've experienced events in their lives. Okay, so just remember that the more questions that you ask yourself about the unknown, the more anxiety you're going to have. And be compassionate with yourself. You're going to have those questions. You're going to experience your anxiety. Your children are going to have questions regarding the world that is different now. The schedule is different now. Everything is different. So they're going to ask you questions, and you may not have the answers, and that's okay. The thing is to redirect the fear. Just like you redirect a child to not do something because they may get hurt or whatever, they may fall, they may get burned, they may, whatever it is, you redirect their behavior. Same thing here. Redirect that fear to coming back to center, to coming back to the present moment, not to the past, not to the future, to the present. What can we do today? Read a book at this moment. We can read a book. We can come back to center and breathe. You can actually create a schedule for your children so that your children know, okay, at this time, you wake up, you go to school, you do this, you do that. And then you have recess, you go outside to the backyard, you jump, do whatever it is, cartwheels, whatever. And then you come back in, you have dinner. So there's a schedule, there's a routine, okay, that children need, adults need it too, okay? So if you have, if it's a household of two parents that are using the computer or need to work at the same time, take turns. Either one works from 5 a.m. till 7 and the other one from 7 to 9 so that someone is always with the children. And then you take turns like that. And then the other one works for another 2 hours. The other one, so you got to be your best friend right now with each other and be patient with each other. There's a lot of patience that needs to happen right now. And it's okay. Okay. It's okay if you don't get it right. It's okay if you have your moment. It's okay. Nobody knows. Nobody has the answers right now. So one thing that I want to remind you of is please do not shame yourself for being human, for having these fears and for having all of these questions. We're all having them. And also give yourself permission if you find yourself like thinking about the future, what you want to do this summer. Like what is it that you're really, really, really excited about doing this summer? You just heard my washer, it just went off, or the dryer. So those are the household sounds that you're hearing. But give yourself permission to actually think about, what is it that I want to do this summer? What is it that I'm looking forward to? Okay, I am looking forward to going to the beach. That's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to going to the farmer's market and things like that. But I want to remind you too, is that be careful, because when we spend too much time in the future, remember, depression in the past, anxiety in the future. So if you're worried about the future, it's going to create anxiety. If you begin to daydream about the future, it's going to take your central nervous system into a different place, okay? If you're going to worry about the future, it's going to give you anxiety. If you are excited about the future, it's going to relax your body and your parasympathetic system is going to come into play. Okay, it's going to help you relax. Another thing that I want to remind you of is, like I said earlier, the social media is going to trigger. What you see outside other people's behaviors is going to trigger you. Those triggers are going to create thoughts, okay? Those thoughts are going to create emotions, okay? And those emotions may be anger, okay? People are leaving gloves, dirty gloves everywhere. People are not really participating. A lot of people are participating and really doing the community work and coming together. But that little bit, sometimes, because it's a small percentage, it seems huge when your anxiety is at its peak. So remember, the trigger is the environment. Make sure that the environment in the household has less triggers, okay? So when you go outside, you might have triggers. So those triggers are going to create thoughts. Those thoughts are going to elicit some emotion, whether it's hopelessness, whether it's fear, whether it's sadness, or it can be happiness. The sun comes out, you go outside, you feel that sun hitting your skin, hitting your face, and it gives you that sense of hope that yes, life is going to return. Just like the sun goes down, the sun comes always up. Okay, remember that. And then those emotions are going to elicit a behavior. So, and then depending on what emotion you have, remember, trigger elicits thoughts, emotions, and then emotions elicit behaviors. And then those behaviors are going to elicit another emotion. So let's take an example. Let's pretend we go outside Okay? And then we're outside and we're walking our dog or we're walking ourselves, just being very mindful, compassionate. You can close your eyes right now. Okay? So you're walking in your neighborhood. It's just you. Okay? It's beautiful outside. The sun is shining on your skin. You can feel it in your face. Your face is now glowing because the sun is kissing it. Okay? Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, and your face gets warmer and warmer, and it just gives you that reminder of summer. Okay? So now what are the thoughts? The sun just triggered some of your thoughts. It feels good. The sun feels good. So now those thoughts are going to elicit an emotion. I feel hopeful. I feel hopeful that yes, life is going to come back soon, back to normal. Okay? So then what's the behavior? You may walk a little faster. You may even skip a little bit. Okay? And you just feel that energy going higher and higher within yourself. And then what's the next emotion? Hope, relaxation. Okay? Compassionate towards the self. More peace, more calm. You might even walk a little bit more. Another block. You might walk another block. Okay? You might walk for another mile because the sun feels so good and you don't want to go inside. Okay? So thank you. Once again, open your eyes if you have them closed. Another thing I want to remind you of, I have a Facebook group for women that I do meditations. And if you're liking my meditations, you're more than welcome to join. I'll leave the link below in case you're interested. Okay? Thank you for listening. Once again, I am Maria, and I'll be here Friday with another video for you. Thank you so much. Okay? And be blessed. Namaste. Thank you.